The Barretta Brothers. Barretta Brothers.
The Barretta Brothers.
Is that new?
I fixed it. Did you see what I did? You know what I did? I took footage from the America's Got Muppet Talent episode, and he says Barretta Brothers, so I took that moment and lip synced it to his song.
Oh my God.
One more time.
The Barretta Brothers.
Perfect sync, right?
Scott Joyce. Look at Scott. Scott.
He's going to be so happy that he sent that in.
Yes. Hello, Nick Kramer, Deborah Forth, Casper Kane, Anime Game 16, Scott Joy, Katie Regal, Rocco Rotten. Lots of people popping in. How fun. They're
Fan
excited.
of Forgotten Muppets. Hey, gang, guess what? There's a really cool interview out there now. Jeffrey Tamborg's got a podcast called Actin' Schmactin'. Acting Schmacting.
Yes.
And Billy's this week's interview guest. And it's really cool to hear them talk shop about acting and puppeteering and the whole deal. So check that out.
There was some technical difficulties. It got cut off. You'll hear it. It ends. It just kind of music comes in and it gets cut off. We just started talking about Frank Oz, so it's probably a good thing we stopped and it got cut off.
And go to theBarrettaBrothers.com where you can hit the YouTube subscribe button and join us.
It's true. Go to GeneBarretta.com. You can see his incredible books and art and fun things to peruse. You're pretty good. Have I told you? You're pretty good at that.
Have I told you
lately that I love you? You're pretty good. You should keep doing it. Those books and stuff.
Well, I'm working on 2 books now, and I was thinking just the other day, what the hell? Why am I wasting my time? But now that you give me encouragement,
oh, good. You're gonna keep going. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Great.
And before we move on to our wonderful guest, next week's show, guess who we got, folks?
We're really doing it.
Yeah, we got Kevin Bishop. He's going to be on the show.
And many other things. But Mr. Kevin Bishop is going to join us. The anniversary of Muppet Treasure Island, the incredible Jim Hawkins. And he says my favorite line in the movie, it's like we're really doing it.
Yeah.
Should we bring our guest?
We're going to get our guest. We're going to be extra cautious these days, even though the vaccine's getting out there and all that. You still have to,
Yeah, but with Stewart especially.
Yeah, because I hear he's done nothing but gone to concerts in the South, in Florida, and big pool parties, no mask, hugging, drinking.
Everywhere. He's just everywhere.
Gang, would you please welcome the wonderful Stuart Pankin.
Hey, honey, bring in those Wuhan trophies. Thanks. Well, hey,
hey, you're wearing a mask.
Well, you can't. They don't know where this virus comes from or goes. I've been told it comes through a computer screen, so I got to be careful.
Well,
you have to be careful because you don't know where I've been. Believe me.
Well, that's what we heard. So we thought we'd maybe mask up too, just in case.
That's it. And
scene. Comedy. Lots of comedy going around, Stuart. Lots of comedy. How are you?
I'm good. I always like being with you guys. You're so funny and you're so talented and you really piss me off and
oh. So kind.
It's just
the longer you hang out with us, the more it'll rub off. It'll rub off if you hang.
Oh, Gene's going to eat or drink something now. I mean, the interview started, so he's got to eat or drink something.
Unbelievable.
It's amazing.
I feel very comfortable.
Just a gin and tonic for me, thanks.
Should I wait on the muffin?
Yeah, he doesn't even offer. He doesn't offer anything. Hey, so here's the thing.
Yeah.
We're all Philly boys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Right? I mean, where did you grow up? Were you born in Philly?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You were. Well, we actually, I'm just going to say we were born in Trenton, but our family from Philly and Camden. But where are you from?
Well, I was born. The house they called it 30th Street. It was this big old house at my, and I don't. It was up north. I want to say it's off Broadway, which is the longest straight street.
Broad Street.
I'm not sure that's the case, but 30th Street. I lived in Winfield, near Fairmount Park for years and years. Moved away, moved back to Wynwood. Went to
I lived in Wynwood before here. I was in Wynwood, yeah.
I went to Ardmore. I lived in Ardmore and Wynwood and Lower Merion Junior High and high school.
Mm-hmm.
Then we moved to Bryn Mawr. I think
that's where I am.
The Oakwood Apartments. It was right near the old Lord and Taylor's.
Lord and Taylor.
And on the Schuylkill Expressway.
I'm right across the street. I'm right across the street from Bryn Mawr College.
Bryn Mawr College. That was down the street from us. Lankenau Hospital, Villanova.
Yeah,
everybody's
Villanova.
in this.
My mother,
great deal of time for that.
Our mother went to Cabrini College, and our father went to Valley Forge Military School.
This is my neighborhood, man. This is my name. I spent the prom night. Our class went to Valley Forge for prom night.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, we my brothers. You know.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. Great memories of Philadelphia.
And so,
still a beautiful area.
Did you when did you start getting into acting? Was that something, or actually I'm curious, do you have brothers? Do you have siblings?
No, just me.
No, you're the only.
Can't you tell the ego that
So did you have parents that were entertaining folks, family members?
No. No. My uncle actually was, interesting story, Tom Brotherton was a box office man in Philadelphia. And he was asked by Flo Ziegfeld to come manage the Follies.
Oh, wow.
And which he did. So that's the only connection I have. And my aunt, of course, they were all very theatrical people. But no, my parents were not. I always, as a kid, at family dinners, used to get up and do stuff.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't get interested in acting. I signed up as a psychology major in college, but I knew that wasn't right. I mean, and when I walked across the dark, scary campus to audition for the first play in college, I knew I was hooked. I was hooked. And Dave Brubaker, who was my teacher, director, and later my good friend who ran the program. I mean, I was there. That was it. It was done.
What was the first play you did that you got that bug?
Our Town.
Ah.
Our Town. I played a townsman and I moved furniture. I mean, literally.
Right. Right.
And then but the nice thing is somebody, I'm sorry, I don't remember her name, but very famous theater designer designed the theater at Dickinson in a new auditorium.
Right.
And that was the first play that we did in Dickinson.
Wow.
It was swell. It was great.
Did you because you do both so amazingly well, you're incredible, but were you driven more towards drama or comedy, or didn't it matter?
Well, it didn't matter in those days. I mean, I did some comedy. I mean, one of the first big parts they gave me was Hjalmar Ekdal in Ibsen's The Wild Duck, which ain't a comedy. I don't remember a damn thing about it, but I just know that people died and it wasn't funny. But I'd do anything they want me to do, drama, comedy.
Yeah,
musicals even. I did everything I could in college. They didn't have a drama department. There was no drama major.
Oh.
So a friend in the theater, who later became a pretty successful stage manager, said the correct major for a drama student at Dickinson is English. So I did that. I became an English major.
Right. Did your parents, what did they think of my father used to say, you're still doing that acting shit, huh? How did your parents feel about going into that?
No, they always, my father especially, he just said, well, do whatever you want, do whatever you want. I mean, including getting married to a wonderful Catholic girl. I said, Dad, I'm in love with Joy. She's a Catholic. He says, fine, whatever. They backed me, especially my dad, who I adored. They backed me on everything.
Yeah,
I mean, when I wanted to go to graduate school for acting, they were right there, right there to foot the bill, and they had my back. They had my six.
Yeah. And did you go to New York? What did you do? What was the path to like your first, or where did you think you needed to be to fulfill this feeling?
In college, it was an academic bent. I kind of figured I wanted to get a graduate degree. And in those days, long before you were born, that's kind of the path that people took. Later, people used to say, geez, I wish I hadn't done that. I wish I'd gone right from college or whatever into business. But I don't regret it. I met joy, for one thing.
Right.
Yeah, we moved. My parents moved from Philadelphia to New York. I went to one of my semesters in college and from Philadelphia and came back to New York. I never saw where they didn't consult me on where they wanted to live. But then that's how we ended up in New York.
Oh.
And from New York, since I got into Columbia, that was kind of fortunate for me. So that's it. And then I was in New York, and then I could go on, and I will be.
Well, did you study acting with anyone in particular? Did you just start auditioning? How did you?
Well, the program at Columbia was an MFA. It's a drama program.
Right.
It was 2 years, and then you could either write a thesis or stay another year and do a project. I chose to stay another year. During those times, you audition. I mean, I auditioned for the Shakespeare Festival. I carried a spear, literally carried a spear.
Right.
And then I ended up working there maybe 2 or 3 summers. And then I auditioned for Lincoln Center, and I carried a spear there to do drama. But that's what happened. I mean, and I had my degree. The degree does nothing. It really does.
Yeah.
Right.
And so you try to get work, and then, oh, my shirt.
Jesse Oliver, huge fan.
Yeah, I know.
He's our Muppet encyclopedia, Jesse. Anything you want to know.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Oh, there he is. That's the good one. I don't have that one anymore. I have the other one that's facing forward. I think I wore mine out. I love that one.
You probably
Can
did.
I have that?
No. Anyway.
Oh, here's a question. Well, Stuart, that's an inside joke.
So many allergies.
So
should we explain that or let it go?
No, let it go.
It's
all right.
So then what was your big first, like you went, oh my God, I'm doing this. This is like, I'm doing this.
In New York?
Yeah, sure. Your first kind of gig where you were like, am I really getting to do, for me, it wasn't until I was 28 that I had my first big gig, which was Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in New York, it was the Shakespeare Festival at Lincoln Center. I was really, even though we were just journeymen and literally carrying spears and playing tiny parts and understudying. I mean,
right.
they made us I understudied some great people, Charlie Durning for one.
Wow.
And that was very exciting to be. I remember one of the first days of rehearsal, there were so many great actors rehearsing. I almost didn't, on my cue to enter, my lord, the Carthaginians are at the gate. I almost couldn't do it. I was frozen. I mean, I was so scared to look at these Shakespearean, actors. Nobody knows who they are except New York people.
Right.
I was just terrified. But that was a big deal, doing the Shakespeare Festival. Lincoln Center was a big deal. I mean, literally.
Huge.
Again, carrying spears, doing tiny parts, understudying.
Right.
I'm probably one of the few old fat guys that can claim that he understudied Michael. Who's the little guy?
Michael.
The little person. Oh, come on! He was in Ship of Fools. He was in Wild Wild West.
Michael.
His name was Michael. He was a little person, very famous.
I'm gonna look him up.
Yeah, look him up.
Wild West.
Michael. Gosh.
Oh my gosh! I can't.
No, I'll find him.
It's not coming to me.
No.
The TV show Wild Wild West? Right?
Wild Wild West. He was he played a recurring bad guy on that, and he's a fabulous actor. And I understudied him twice.
Really?
And once in the Shakespeare Festival.
Wow.
So and he was the guy that introduced me to the phrase mailbox money. You get residuals from television, from movies, and I said, "Well, that's great." He said, "It's mailbox money." You just
mailbox money.
I'm gonna remember his name, or Gene's gonna look it.
Yeah, I'll get it.
So anyway, that was it. That's in New York, and then I did some off-Broadway stuff, which is they were all in those
Michael
days.
Dunn. Michael Dunn.
Thank you, Michael Dunn, fabulous actor. Look him up; he's great.
Yeah.
But in those days in New York, you go to an audition and read for something, and then if you got, thank you, Frank. If you got the job, you ended up, you go to the first day of rehearsal and say, what's this about? Anybody read the script? Does anybody know what we're doing? Nobody, you just wanted the job.
Yeah.
But even so, whatever jobs, I think I did 2 or 3 of those things in New York. It was all exciting. It was all, I considered it, oh baby, I'm working, and it doesn't get any better than this.
Right.
The first year in the Shakespeare Festival, I think I made $85 to carry a spear, and then they had to give me an equity card. They had to the second year, and I maybe I forgot to tell them, maybe. So my salary jumped from $85 to $135. I was in heaven.
Wow.
I mean, I was just in heaven.
I'll bet.
To make I had my equity card and to get that bump in pay.
The bump, right. Well, so what was the move? Was there something in particular that moved you to LA? Was it a project, or did you guys decide to head for Hollywood?
No. It was. I was doing Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. If you ever heard of that.
Yeah.
And the call went out. They needed a heavyset guy for this show called the San Pedro Beach Bums, which is Aaron Spelling's first and last attempt at hour-long comedy. I mean, really.
Gene, do you have that?
San Pedro Beach Bums.
Yeah, sorry.
San Pedro Bums.
24.
Okay.
Sorry, Stuart. Just want to show the photo.
Oh my God. 24, Gene. Yeah, there it is.
Look at you.
Yeah, look at you. And these guys were great. I mean, and again, talk about exciting. When I got that job, who was at the audition for that? Who did not get this job? A guy named Michael Jacobs.
Get out.
Huh.
Yeah, that's how we met him. That's how I met Michael.
No way.
When Michael later did a series called No Soap Radio, he wanted me. He put me in it. But that's where I met him, in the San Pedro Beach Bums. He auditioned for that.
Wow.
For that part that he didn't get.
That character's name's Stuff.
My character's name is Stuff. Yeah.
That's great.
You talk about exciting. I mean, that the first time I'd really been seriously on some sort of movie set. It was just magic. It was, you look around, cameras move, walls move, lights. It's daytime, but it's nighttime inside, and it's nighttime, but it's daytime. It was magic. Everything was unbelievably magical, and that was.
I read in an interview about one of your early jobs when you were doing a part on Free to Be You and Me. And it was you mentioned that it was your first encounter with the Muppets then.
That's right. That's exactly right.
What were they doing on that project?
I mean, I don't even know how I got it. It was a bunch of us being tiny little parts, doing little, like an audience, like the Muppet babies were in a wherever they keep Muppet babies.
Oh, right. In a crib or something.
In a crib, right. And we were just looking down and making faces at that's
wow.
And that was my first, marvelous encounter with the Muppets. Mel Brooks did a voice of one of the characters.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Free to Be You and Me. It stood the test of time for some strange reason. People like that show. They remember that show.
Sorry, somebody's just asking. Michael Jacobs actually was the executive producer and co-creator of Dinosaurs, Nick. So just so you know.
No, you're thinking of Michael Richards.
Not Michael Richards, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you went to do this. You went to do the San Pedro Beach Bums.
That's what got me out to California. Didn't give up our house in New York for a long time.
Really? Did you come on your own first, or did you both come together? You and Joy, or
yeah. We both came. Well, right. I did the pilot on my own, and then when it got picked up, then we moved there.
Yeah.
But never knowing, what was going to happen.
Sure.
And then because of that, I got a development deal. They used to call them development deals at Universal, which paid me a very small amount of money not to do anything for anybody else. I had to do a pilot for Universal. I had to do whatever series. I had to work for Universal. Never did. I mean, I did one thing. We did the pilot of Car Wash with the late.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Based on the movie?
Based on the movie. I hated it. And we actually celebrated when it didn't sell. I mean, really.
Why? What was it you didn't like?
Oh man, it wasn't. I don't know. Right. I don't know. It was
Just didn't feel right.
And Bill Dana wrote it, and who was incidentally in No Soap Radio with that Michael.
Oh, right, yeah.
It's a Small World. And Arnie Sultan was the other guy. I don't know why I didn't like it. I mean, maybe traveling. We did it downtown LA near MacArthur Park. Maybe they didn't like the location. It was hot.
Right.
I didn't have a great part. They wanted to call me Fat Chance, and for the first time, I said to myself and my wife, I don't want to be known. If this thing goes, I don't want to be known as Fat Chance.
Didn't feel right.
So I talked them into it, and they very either reluctantly or happily changed it to Last Chance. So I ran the Last Chance Diner.
Ah, right.
I got I don't know why we disliked it so much. I disliked it so much. But when it didn't sell,
you were happy.
We were happy.
Yeah, yeah. You know, oh, sorry. Go ahead, Gene.
I was just going to go ahead. Finish your thought because I found something else.
No. I was just going to say, like, it's so hard to go through all of the shows and projects and all of the characters you've done. It's like, I mean, you know, from starting in this late 70s, right? And then
Exactly right.
And then you become, then you're like, and I hate this word. I don't know this term. Maybe you can tell me what you think this term means. But, you know, people say character actors. And I get it. But I just don't. I think of actors as actors, right? So
that's great. That's great. I think it's just some sort of distinction, mostly for casting people, you know, as opposed to a leading man.
Right.
You know, not that. You know, certainly when I was younger, I could, you know, trip the light fantastic with the ladies, you know.
Especially on the San Pedro Beach Bum.
But they don't. You know, once you get locked into something, you know, you guys are more independent, which is great. You know, you got so many characters that you can play with. But once you get locked into something in California, that's kind of what you do.
Yeah. I
mean, I did one thing that I was very happy. I played a suicide bomber in a show called House Calls with Wayne Rogers.
Oh, wow.
I was sort of mentally unstable, but that's, as far as drama is concerned in California, very, very little, if that might have been it.
But like, I remember, I mean, you through this late 70s, 80s, 90s, I mean, you were everywhere. I mean, there's so many things, you know, I mean, I remember.
Yeah, what happened?
Well, you're still, but I'm just saying it's that it just can, you know, that, you know, there's like peaks for all different people, right? Yeah. There's where you're just seen all the time. And I remember just knowing who you were by seeing you in so many different things.
Yeah,
you know?
I got lucky. I got lucky.
There was the Pankin explosion.
The Pankin explosion. Actually, they filmed that at the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. There is a statue of me that has the Pankin explosion.
Pankin explosion.
But like, I found this is an awful picture, but here's an early one.
Barney Miller.
Well, Barney Miller. Yeah. I mean, I forget who that is. He's a wonderful character actor.
Yeah.
See, even I do it, character actor.
But like, I mean, I'm just because it's hard to go through all of this, but like Hollywood Nights and Barney Miller, and you're on all the top shows. You're doing Benson and Trapper John and Chips, and you're on the Golden Girl. I mean, it just goes on, and it's everything.
So why aren't I richer?
What's that?
Why aren't I richer?
You know what?
Because you didn't. You were supposed to do that series called The Pankin Explosion.
Did you ever? I didn't come across any game shows. Did you ever get on anything like, you know, Hollywood Squares or you know?
No, I did.
Oh no! You know, I apologize, but I didn't.
Oh yeah, I did. Because of not necessarily the news. I got to meet our producer Pat Lee. Knew the people who produced Pyramid. So I did a bunch of pyramids, and I became very good friends with Bob Stewart, who created so many game shows. But over the course of my Pankin explosion,
I coined your phrase here.
I did Hollywood Squares, Password, Pyramid. Oh
wow!
Win, Lose, and Draw. Bunch of comedy, bunch of game show pilots.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. You're everywhere. I can remember. I remember thinking, I love this guy. Every time you would come up, I was like, I want to see what he's gonna. You know, it was. I seriously. That's when we did Dinosaurs. I was so excited when I heard it was you, because I just had watched you for so many years on everything.
Yeah. Well, that's very sweet, and thank you for bringing that up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and then, but you mentioned something about drama. You were in Fatal Attraction.
I was.
Right.
That was a biggie. That was a biggie.
Yeah. What was? Do you recall what that was like? Do you remember? Was it an audition process? Was it
Yeah. I was doing Not the News, and Adrian Lyne, God bless him, they were filming it in New York. And he auditioned me, I think, when he was in California, and he liked me. And the producers said, let's get somebody from New York. I mean, and Adrian Lyne, God bless his soul, said, I want Stuart Pankin.
Wow.
And I went in and auditioned to get him. Maybe we improvised some stuff. And I got the part, thank God. And I was flying once a week for a month back and forth. I finished Not the News, flew into New York for a day or two to film my stuff, flew back, and then the next week, the same thing. So,
wow.
I mean, I'm so grateful to him. First of all, the movie was great. And second of all, for him to be a little bit of my champion was wonderful. I mean, that really helps stuff.
Yeah. When you talk about not necessarily the news, there is so much to that show. I mean, it's just a roller coaster of ideas and laughs and I mean, what was it like to do this show on a weekly basis? There must have been so many things to do. How did you do it all?
Well, in the beginning, it was guerrilla theater. In the beginning, the first day, we reported up to Sunland, which is, those of you who don't know, out in the boondocks of California. Our first dressing room was the men's room in the Shell station. With a chair and a makeup woman there.
Wow.
And they asked us if we could please buy gas so they won't kick us out. The girls were changing behind the doors in their cars, and changing costumes.
Wow.
I think one of the early days we had to report to someplace at 5:30 in the morning, didn't quit till 12. The next day had to go back to that same location at 5:30 in the morning. That night, I remember being in the producer's house because we were filming something. My feet laying on the floor, my feet on the bed because I was gone. I mean, I was a lot younger then. And I said, Pat, I can't do this. I mean, this is too much of a struggle. So then things started to get better. And things started to get better. At least they gave us a motor home for makeup, costumes, and actors. At least we had some place to go.
Right.
And then things started to get better. And then the show, when I first started, somebody said, "What are you doing?" I said, "Well, I'm doing this little cable thing." But then as the show got more popular, it became more fun to do, and it became more proud to be involved in it.
Part of it, right? Well, it was HBO too, right?
It was HBO. It was, you should pardon the expression, 29% penetration of cable.
Right.
And that's cable. That's not just pay cable. That doesn't include pay cable like Cinemax or whatever the other thing was.
What was the Cinemax Showtime?
It might have been
I think it was before Showtime.
Before Showtime, but there wasn't a hell of a lot of people watching it, and so for that show to become so popular was thrilling for us. I mean,
sure.
And working with all the people there, Danny Breen, Mitch Lawrence, Annie Bloom, Lucy Webb, and we're friends to this day. I mean, it was just a pleasure my son was born during that.
Really?
Yeah. So it was just such a pleasure being together with that and doing. We split it up. We did location stuff and studio stuff. The studio stuff. I mean, they sent you home the day before with a packet of stuff to learn, and it got easier as it went along, But you had to learn. You couldn't rely on any kind of cue cards or what do you call it?
Teleprompter.
Teleprompter. You couldn't rely on that because you didn't know where the camera was, especially in the studio. So, and it got to the point in the beginning. It was tough. It got to the point where there was a packet like that. I got into bed, studied it, and learned it. I mean, it got good. I got good at it. Wow. And that's what we did. And then we did the studio stuff, the news reporters, and then the stuff we did in location was a lot of the physical stuff.
Right. It's
And there was
amazing.
just regular stage skits and things. I was looking around at some of the old skits from that, and I saw one that was just brilliant. And you were a pastor giving a eulogy at a funeral, and the entire eulogy was made up through Mad Libs.
Yeah.
So you're like, he was a froggy man, it was so brilliant a concept.
And the other thing about that show is, like you said, the sketches were different. They weren't necessarily the same stuff every week. It was always different stuff. The sketches were always different, and the footage. They used to take the ABC live feeds,
Right.
and the others would watch them, stuff that the audience, you and me, would never see, and they watched this stuff and watched it.
There he is.
And they'd come up with interviews with everybody, Reagan, Kissinger,
Right.
Nancy Reagan, and then they would. We never changed people's words. We never did that. We never put words in the mouths of people. So they used their words, and they wrote responses from us to them, so that their responses made sense.
Right.
I was kind of happy about that. That we never fake news their.
Right. Yeah.
But it was all, the sketches, the commercials, they were all different. So you never got bored. I mean, you just never got bored.
Yeah, and I like the pace of it. Like, you didn't linger too long on an idea. They were sometimes they were just moments, and just really funny moments that made you laugh, and moving on to the next thing. They were great.
How many years did it run?
We ran 6 years with our cast, and then they decided, I'd given my notice because I was moving on to another series, and I got word from friends in HBO that the show was, so I took that job. And after our 6 years, they ran it another 2 years, not terribly successfully, with a different anchor team. So we ran from 82, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and they ran till about 90.
Right.
You know how you date yourself? You talk about HBO back then as home box office.
Home box office.
Yeah.
Da 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 da. Yeah. We used to do it in front. They used to show the show in front of a.
Uh-oh. You froze it. He froze it.
Let me hang on. Let me bring him out and bring him back in.
I hope.
Oh, he's still.
Come on. Oh no.
No.
Uh-oh. Hopefully he'll click out and come back in.
Do you want to text him?
I don't have his number. Look at that. Uh-oh, Stewart froze. Let's show a picture of him doing something. How about, let's show not necessarily, we did. Did you show both not necessarily the newses?
I did, yep.
Snoozes. Should we make this, kick that from studio? Okay, if I kick him, that's okay, right?
Yeah, as long as he logs back in.
Let's hope he comes back.
Here's an image.
Stewart. Oh, here he is. Oh, I thought that was Stewart. Yeah, I love that. I wanted to ask him what that's from.
Anybody in the stream know which movie this is from? Is this Hollywood Nights?
No, I don't think so.
Stewart's in suspended animation.
Stewart, where are you? Oh, no. Come on, try again. Where is he? Come on, Stewart.
Let's see, what else can I show here?
We're going to try. I'm going to text him. You entertain everybody.
All right.
I mean, not text him. I'm going to email him.
Hey, should we play the song?
Oh, yeah. Wait. No, wait. Hold on. Wait, no, maybe not. Hold on.
I have an idea.
The Barretta brothers.
Hope you don't mind me embellishing that, Scott.
Oh, come on, Stewart.
I don't want to show anything prematurely.
It's almost like he lost power or something. I'm surprised he's not coming back.
Would he know to do that?
Yeah. He knew how to get on. Aw.
We don't have a number, huh? Maybe Sinclair is behind this. Mm-hmm.
Make up a song. Okay. Jelly bean.
You know what? I can eat now.
Oh, great. What can we talk about now that we don't have Stewart? Anybody have any questions you want to talk about? Carrot raisin.
Yeah, it's carrot raisin muffin.
Oh, muffin.
Yeah.
Anybody have any questions maybe you want to talk about? Gene and Bill, do you have a favorite dinosaur episode?
The one
Lauren
with all
Riccardi
of
writes.
the one that has Earl.
The one with Earl in it?
Yeah.
Oh no, where's Stewart? I like the end. Actually. Lauren, if I might be so bold. I thought the end was good. I also liked I like moments. I can't say there's one episode in particular. I like moments from different ones, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like I like when Earl and Roy bury Ethel. I like when Robbie and Earl eat the new leaf.
Conversation starter. Who's watching the Muppet Show? What do you think? Have you watched any of the old ones yet? I watched the first 3. Showed Ben. Makes me laugh. Okay, that's our new Scott segment. It's really cool seeing the old episodes with the old designs of some of the characters, and it's evolved so much since then. So, Bill, when will Muppets Tonight be on Disney Plus?
I don't know, Nick. It's probably a lot of music rights have to be cleared, but don't know. Sorry.
I wonder why some of the Muppet Show episodes are out of order.
Why the what?
Some of the Muppet Show episodes are out of order.
That happened on Dinosaurs too. They put the end episode in like number 7 in season 4 or something. Stewart, no, what happened? Maybe he actually did freeze. And he's just stuck there. Maybe we should have just left it on and we could see him. Oh no, or he's just talking.
I mean, he still thinks he's going. Yeah, maybe we're frozen on his end, so he's just talking. You were going to ask him about Falcon Crest. Mm-hmm. I have an image up and everything. Look, he's not in the image, but
no, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe we don't have to show. But you know who is? Oh no, not that one. I was thinking of what's the other one he did? Knots Landing.
Mm-hmm.
With Donna Mills.
Yeah, our cousin Jolie's good friend.
Where is there she is. Look at Donna. She's so cute. Oh, Stewart, what the hell?
Oh, here he comes.
The entire house went out.
Honest to God?
You're kidding.
Yeah, every light, everything just went out.
I said, I bet something
so
happened.
Sorry. I'm
It's
so
okay.
sorry.
That's all right. What are you
We
gonna
were
do?
talking behind you. We made such fun of you while you were
You
gone.
write a strongly worded letter to that energy company.
Well, I think I'm assuming it's us and not the neighborhood. I'll take care of it. Enough about me.
You're good. But I said, I bet it's something else because you would have just come right back on if it was just a Wi-Fi
Everything
thing.
just went dark. And then
Oh my God.
Internet, and then I had to rejoin the thing.
All
Anyway,
right.
enough about me.
Well, you're good. You're good. Now you're here.
Sorry.
We tried to think of things to do. What did we do, Gene? We showed. Gene, show that photo of him. We weren't sure where it was from.
Okay.
Please.
I'm so sorry. I'm
Don't worry about it.
Apologize.
Don't worry about it.
Time.
It's all
He's
good.
out of control. We spent
What's
time
this
with
from?
this guy.
That's not necessarily the news. When I was played,
Oh.
probably somebody that was bullied.
I wonder why.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Man.
Hey, so in
Wait, pick a
passing,
number?
throughout your
Okay.
appearances on different popular, huge shows, do you like, for example, Falcon Crest, right? Did you meet Cesar Romero?
No.
Wasn't he on Falcon Crest? Or am I
I
confused?
don't know. I certainly didn't meet him.
I thought he was. Like the people that.
Yeah. Well, I was sort of recurring. I did about 7 of them.
We just never know who you end up working with. I wasn't sure. Different episodes you work with different people. You go,
It was Greg Harrison and David Selby, mostly the two, and there was maybe another woman there. But no, I mean, it was just very self-contained. My stuff was was a lawyer, sort of an unscrupulous lawyer, and he mostly worked with those two guys.
Right.
I have a question here from Anime Game 16. Out of all the animation roles you've done voices for, which is your favorite? Do you have favorites?
Oh my gosh!
As opposed to like Dinosaurs, which is my favorite. Animation roles. I enjoyed some of the stuff. I was the Condiment King on Batman once. I kind of like that.
Condiment
King. Yeah, I mean that was pretty cool.
And
I did a couple of Animaniacs, which were fun too. I don't remember a lot of them. I mean, and sometimes you get a check for 40 cents, and you say, "Oh yeah, I did that. I remember that."
Right.
We actually worked on the same project.
We did.
Remember this one?
Yeah.
Remember Bonkers?
The red violin. Yes, it was beautiful. I remember Bonkers.
I wrote a script for that, but then it never got produced because the producers moved on to another show. But that's our one project we worked on together.
Oh, Pinky Control and Philadelphia.
Philadelphia, yeah. But what about how about, I don't know this character, but I love the name Pasta al Dente from Aladdin.
Oh, an animation thing that I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that name too. That could have been some sort of. Oh God!
But I love he was a sultan apparently.
Sultan, yes, a sultan.
Sultan Pasta al Dente. So he's a sultan, an Italian sultan.
Italian sultan. I don't remember. I don't remember the voices. I mean, no, I'm old. I don't remember half that stuff. Especially.
Hey, do you want to play our fun game of pick a number?
Sure.
Yeah. So this is the really a very I can't. The words are not coming out of my mouth. This is a game where you pick a number. I pretend to spin a wheel, and the number comes up. It's really good. So you
have to comment on the picture.
Yeah, between 1 and 28. If you
1
pick
and
a number.
28.
Yes.
All right. 17.
17. There we go. Spinning the wheel.
And I'm not sure why this is in here, Bill. You have to explain this to me.
Do you remember this?
Yes, I do. That was another one that I enjoyed doing.
One of the reasons I put this in there is because, Gene, then the one following it, you played the giant in that, right?
The giant.
So then here's one of our connections, actually. I did this thing. Look at the shot. They're almost the same.
Jack and the Beanstalk. Yes, that I had nothing to do with.
Well, this I was in, and I played. Gene, can you show 19?
Yep.
So you were the giant in your Jack and the Beanstalk, and then I played this guy.
That's you?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I would never have known it. I mean, yeah. Do you have a picture of me as the giant?
No. I was looking. I was hoping maybe we'd see an animated version of.
Nah, it wasn't animated. It was.
Oh, it wasn't. I thought it was an animated version.
Oh, no. It was
look for it.
I couldn't find one. I looked.
I'm not going to mess around because I'll screw things up. But I'll send it to you. It was that was another fun project. That was a fun project.
So did you do prosthetics and things and makeup?
Many hours.
Right. I was, I think, 4 hours or something doing mine.
You look great. I mean, that's a great makeup.
It's pretty good. The guy actually won an Emmy, I think, for his makeup for that project. He did a really great. We shot it in England.
Oh,
really great.
I didn't shoot it in England. I shot it in San Fernando Valley.
We were in England, and we worked it in Castle.
Wait, I think I found something.
And I hate it now.
Wait, I'm going to tell you who was in my show. You know who was in my show? Richard Attenborough.
Oh,
yes.
now.
James Corden.
Blackout, power outage. Wait a minute, power outage.
Now, is this the image from your show?
Yes. One
And
of
is
them, yeah.
this you?
That's me.
Oh my gosh! Why couldn't I find that?
It
Yeah. That's
was a
great.
small little image. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
me too, down here on the right. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! How cool!
Yeah, it was very cool. I mean, we used all kinds of, well, because you're like forced perspective, and stuff like that.
Yeah, same with us. That was really fun to do.
Yeah, it was. It was fun to do. We had Margot Kidder was in it. David Norton was in it.
Oh, I love David Naughton.
Bull, who was Bull? The big Richard.
Oh, Richard. Yeah,
Richard Moore was in it.
Mull. Yeah.
And a cat. We had a cat in there.
He was looking for a way to jump down from the thing.
We had. Oh yeah. Well, we had Matthew Modine. We had John Voight.
Oh snap!
We had. Oh my gosh. What's her name? Jean. What's her name?
What? Brian's wife?
No.
Oh,
amazing. Vanessa Redgrave.
Oh man! Now, how can I see this? How can I see this?
I don't know. It's like it was a 4-hour miniseries.
Called Jack and the Beanstalk?
It's called Jack and the Beanstalk: The Real Story, and Brian Henson directed it. It's really kind of cool, actually.
Well,
it's really
it sounds very cool.
James Corden plays my son.
Yeah,
he was in it. This is 98 or something or earlier.
But what about Mia Sara?
Or 2000. Mia Sara, yeah.
Mia Sara, I know who she is.
Daryl Hannah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
You had a big budget.
They had a pretty good budget, yeah. Well, and in England.
We were on the children's movie, let's do it quietly and quickly budget.
Hey, talk about huge. What's it like to work with Mel Brooks?
Who?
They call him Mel.
Oh, the little Jewish comic.
The little Jewish guy. Yeah.
He was, well, first of all, Mel Brooks, as a kid, to me, the first thing I did that I can really think about on stage was I memorized. Oh, wait a minute, they're doing something. Thank you for using Adobe Flash. Am I still on?
Yeah, you're here.
Just ignore it.
Then I'm gonna forget that. I memorized. Oh, stop it with this Adobe Flash business. I memorized the 2,000-Year-Old Man when I was in high school.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, cool.
And I did it for a talent show. So that was the first thing.
Can you tell people out there what that is that won't know?
They should. You should. The 2,000-Year-Old Man started as improvisation with Carl Reiner and Mel Brooks about a man interviewing a man who was 2,000 years old, and the things he went to. He said, "Did you know Joan of Arc?" He says, "No, I went with her. She was. She never put up, but it was that."
It's classic.
But and it goes on and on. There are box sets of DVDs with the 2,000-Year-Old Man. But so I was familiar with him real early. Incidentally, I can't see any of you guys. Does that matter?
At the moment, you can't see us?
No, but that's okay. I don't want to screw you up again.
But wait, can you see the picture? You don't see anything?
No. Now I see me, and I'm entering a broadcast studio.
Oh, we're going to bring you in
coming
again.
in.
Oh, now I see it. Now I see it.
Wait. There. How's that?
I see it now.
Wait.
Oh, how about now?
I see nothing but somebody's telling me to do something.
Okay, do the same thing you did before, and I'll kick you out of this part.
Can you do whatever you just did before?
Okay.
We had him, Gene. We had him. You kicked him out.
I had two of them in here. So.
Yeah.
I know. I picked the new one.
Well, I see. I don't want
What do you see right now?
I just see 3 dark boxes where our faces should be in a red screen.
Oh man.
You want to sign back in? We'll kick you out, and you sign back in again.
Do you mind?
No. I'm doing it now. I'm doing it.
Okay.
Fine. Well, this has been technically great. We did have him. I was getting the echo. I was going to get rid of the first one that sounded like he was having trouble with. Here he comes.
All right, let me bring him up.
Now I see you. Now I see me.
Here
Great.
we go.
Gene, can you go back to that picture again?
Yeah.
Yeah. So sorry, we were talking about the 2,000-Year-Old Man, and you memorized that, right?
I memorized that. That's the first thing I did. Now, the Mel Brooks connection. You see, it's complicated. Show business is complicated, as you know. I mean, I met a man named Pat Proft, who is all the police. He worked with the police stories, and he's a wonderful writer.
Yeah.
And I, for some reason, I won't go into it. I got to go to a Christmas party, and then I met Rudy DeLuca, who works with Mel all the time. He's a co-writer. And Rudy said, "There's a project coming up. Would you like to?" And I said, "Sure." And I went in, and I guess I met. I don't even think I auditioned. I think he just met me, and
wow.
Then he put the cast together, which was great. And he produced it. He wrote it. He starred in it. He had a lot on his plate, and it was one of the hottest spells in Los Angeles. It was very difficult to shoot, but it was great. It's one of his less successful movies, unfortunately, but
fun though.
But it was a fun movie, and I got to meet some nice. That's how I met Jeff Tambor.
Ah, right. I was going to ask you.
Photo here.
Yeah. So
you kind of see him a little bit right there.
Yes. Yeah. And he but because of that, that was nice. He put me in another movie, which again wasn't one of the greatest Brooks films, movie called The Vagrant with the late Bill Paxton, who I really like. But he put me in that, which I was very appreciative of. Anybody gives me a job, I'm very appreciative of.
Sure. Yeah.
And I send, in case you're interested, I send presents. So,
so do you consider this a job then? Would we get presents?
Do you get presents for this?
You get presents for this.
Oh,
look in your driveway, and but that was nice. And then I worked with Mr. Brooks one more time on Mad
It's a Honda Accord.
A circus tent is being put up.
Sorry, what did you say?
Yeah, so we did Mad About You as an actor. He did it. But the nice thing about working with Mr. Brooks, Joy and I got to meet Anne Bancroft a couple of times.
Oh my god!
Which was spectacular. We went up to him at the wrap party of Life's Things, and said, "Miss Bancroft, we love you." She said, "How many times did you see The Graduate?" And I said, "Well, we saw The Graduate a lot." But then we mentioned Duet for One, which is a 2-person play she did in Broadway with Max von Sydow and her. And I said, "No, actually, what we would love to talk to you about is Duet for One." And her face just lit up because Graduate comes in battalions, but
right,
yeah,
that play comes in single spies, to quote you.
Wow, I was going to ask you actually, because there are certain people that I've always wanted to meet, right? And people you admire growing up, and I personally regret I never got to meet that I always wanted to was Jimmy Stewart. Did you ever get to run across Jimmy Stewart? Yeah, interesting. The first year of the San Pedro Beach Bums, Michael. Yeah.
They put us in the Hollywood parade, the Hollywood parade.
Right.
And he was the marshal of that year.
Oh.
And I saw him over there, and I stood in line. I mean, Jimmy Stewart, It's a Wonderful Life started filming the day I was born, April 8th.
Oh, really? Wow.
And I've loved Jimmy Stewart and everything he's done. So I stood in line. I don't know how long. I had to meet this man. Yeah. And I just shook his hands and Mr. Stewart, I'm such a great admirer. Oh, thank you very much. That was the only time, but I was happy to have done it. I did that with Sidney Poitier, and I did that with James Earl Jones. But Jimmy Stewart was extremely special.
Here, I have to, just because I have to do this. Oh, wait, can I do it?
I don't know.
I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Favorite movie. He's got it in every format.
It's my favorite. It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
That's it. That's it for me. And he's just
big screen this last year. I got to see it on the big screen, which was cool.
Yes, it is cool. A few years ago, my son and his wife took us to see it on the big screen, like a midnight show on Christmas.
Oh,
and
yeah.
When you do that, you're in a theater with fans. I mean, with real.
Right. Yeah.
It's a Wonderful Life.
Well, we should probably talk about Dinosaurs, since it is kind of a Muppet themed.
About what?
I love that. No, I love Dinosaurs. It's an animatronic puppet thing.
Yeah.
It's like Punch and Judy.
Was this in the 60s?
It was in the early 70s when you were 12.
Yeah. See, I would have been, probably 10. Look at these idiots.
Look at us. That's one of my favorite pictures of all time, incidentally.
I love that picture.
That's one of my favorite pictures.
There's Mac, the amazing Mac Wilson.
Please say hi to him for me, please.
I will. I'll send him a note, and I asked him if he could come and make it, but he wasn't able to make it. But yeah,
I love that picture. I love it.
Me too. I don't even remember. I honestly, I don't remember doing it. I just remember seeing it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't remember us taking it or the cigar. I don't remember us doing it, but
I'm glad we did, though. I'm glad we did.
Yeah, me too. It's a great photo.
The dinosaurs. I talk about high points. Dinosaurs was a high point.
Was it?
Actually, I know this is the headshot I used to get the job. It gave me a leg up. As soon as Michael saw that, he said, "Oh, here's a possibility."
That's great. That's great. But it was my first big thing, It was talk about a major step in my life, in my career. Well, I don't know about you, but I was that was my first big thing.
It was a very big thing for me. It was a really big thing. When did it? What year did it?
90, right?
90.
No, well, going into 91. So I was doing. Jim passed away in 90.
Yeah.
And I ended up going for fittings in England in November of 90.
Wow.
And then we started shooting the beginning, April of 91 or something. I think we started shooting or airing. I can't remember now.
I don't remember. Did you? But you must have done at least the pilot episode before the voice people came.
Oh yeah, yeah, sure.
So I don't remember when the voice people came. I know it took us 2 days, two 8-hour days to do the pilot.
Oh well, it was we had to shoot for 7 days, six days it was, and they were freaking out because they thought we'll never be able to keep going. There's no way. We can't spend this money on this show. This is crazy. So our pilot was so expensive.
Yes.
We almost got canceled.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. But you guys were, you guys did the read, right? Didn't we do a read through of the pilot? We didn't? I don't remember.
I don't remember. I honestly don't remember.
When you would go in to do the voice work, did you go in solo or was a lot of the major characters together to play off each other?
No, it was always solo. It was always just you it was a job that I used to say I loved having and was challenging to do because you said, well, you sit there and there are any number of challenges the voice people had to match voices and get it right or as right as we could. We really tried to be,
Yeah,
lip sync.
That's true because it's the opposite of doing animation where you put the track down first and then they animate to it.
Exactly, which is in a sense easier for an actor. But
matching lip sync for these puppets too, they were animatronic. It wasn't like the lip sync was great all the time, unfortunately. It was just the nature of the beast. Sometimes people had to go, we just got to keep going. Sorry, we got what we got. And the puppeteers would be like, but I couldn't get them to say ooh, and so you guys would still have to find how to make that work.
Yeah, I remember this is a vague memory of if there was a mouth movement that you had to put in a or a duh or you had to fill in a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, friend, I'm hungry.
Right.
Not a lot, as I recall. No.
Right.
I brought this up a little earlier, but because it brings us to something special that we have for our viewers. First, how was it writing Baby Sinclair's theme song?
Yeah. Can you talk about how that came up?
Yeah. I told you, but when I like a project, I find myself writing music. I'm not a musician. I write a lot of lyrics, song parodies. But I came up with this thing, which was not what you're going to what people hear. Mine was much simpler. It was that's Ray's. I'm the baby, gotta love me, verbalize so soft and cuddly, especially when he hits me with a frying pan. And Ray Colcourt, who did a lot of music for Michael, and he took it and he arranged it, made it a much more.
So he did that. I'm the baby, gotta love me.
The rap oh, I'm coming down the street and I'm coming to beat you. Yeah, so he did that, which was great, and we just he said, "Do you mind?" I said, "Absolutely not. I mean, I'm not a musician, so."
Right.
Yeah.
But
So
that's so interesting. That's so interesting. So when you're excited about something, your instinct is to get musical about it.
That and other physical manifestations, which I really don't want to discuss. But when I'm excited, music is one of the top things.
And then, you don't want to talk about the
I don't
other?
want to talk about that now.
Hey, gang, we have something really special that Stuart sent along for us to play on the show. Would you
I'll
like
say.
to
Oh
let them
my
know?
gosh.
You should have said, "Oh, look what we found, Stu."
Hey, you said us something, but we decided we were going to play something else.
But no, so folks out there watching, he was so kind to send this to us. This is something that is very rare and very special. So there's two things. We'll play the first one, which is an a cappella original written by Stewart for Dinosaurs. So let's do that.
Hush now, Junior, don't you worry, not the mama's here. Snuggle up inside your nest, there's nothing you should fear. Sneaky things and creepy things are locked outside the door. They'll run scared into the dark when not the mama roars. Don't be frightened of the night, you're safe within my paws. I'm beside you, guarding you from scary teeth and claws. While you're sleeping, I'll protect the one I love so dear. You'll be safe 'cause Daddy's, not the mama's, here. You are safe and cozy, not the mama's here. Baby. Again!
So good.
I'm so sleepy.
So good. Dan, you do musicals as well? What?
Oh, yeah. I mean, over the course of the years, I've done a bunch
Yeah.
of musicals.
Do you love them? Do you love musicals?
I like doing them a lot more than I like seeing them. I mean,
Oh yeah.
Well, to me,
Yeah.
musicals they're it's like icing on a very sweet cake. But I really like doing them. I like singing. I'm a ham. I like to perform and do stuff.
I'm always amazed at people who can kind of walk that line of, it's a totally fantastical idea, right? A musical that people just break into a song.
That's exactly right.
But and that's the fun of it. But then there's people who can kind of make that feel natural and normal. Like it's not out of nowhere. It actually feels like you're in that world. It's a special thing.
Some famous musical comedy writer said, "You can't sing unless unless you have to sing." I mean, when words fail you and it gets into an emotional level that you have to add music to it, that's when a song happens. And if that doesn't happen, then it's like there's a lot of bad musicals out there, and people just sing or they write a song to be a popular hit.
Yeah.
Hey, look,
yeah.
I'm not. I've done enough musicals to work with really good people. I mean, really musical experts, and they're fun to watch. Man, they are really fun to watch.
Yeah, I love.
They get in trouble and they get out of trouble. I like that.
One of my it might be the last play that I've seen. I haven't seen a lot of plays since I moved out to LA, but in New York, Spamalot was a really fun musical.
I never saw that. Oh, wait, I did see that. I did see a production of it in LA at the Reprise Musical Theater.
Oh, you did? Oh, right.
Yeah, I did, long time ago. I don't really remember a lot about it, but
yeah. I thought it was good. I like the way that they did kind of come out of moments into songs, organically in a way.
Funny. I mean, that's just,
and comedy.
It's not like Showboat, which is, in my opinion, the first real, where the songs really illuminate the feelings.
Yeah.
Or Oklahoma.
Where you
have to sing. Those two especially. Is they can do whatever they want. I mean, that's
But they did come out of it. Felt like it came out, even though it was silly. It felt like it came out of the moments. Whereas sometimes it feels like it's there because they're trying to say something that's not, that's getting them through, as opposed to what's the emotion of all that.
That's very perceptive for one who has lived only one lifetime.
Well, I
How do
try.
you know?
I try.
You want to
I
play
love
the
musicals.
others?
Yeah, let's hear the other song. Here's another one. I love this
So,
one.
Do you want to introduce it or just play it?
Well,
No, no,
let's just say
yes.
that Disney, Michael Jacobs, they made a Dinosaurs big songs album. These
Right.
songs that which is why I can play them with no fears. I never got on the album, so that's what this is. These are songs that never made it, but songs that I mean I'm happy with. And
So this is this considered a demo?
Yes, in a sense. I don't even remember. This next one you play actually has an orchestration to it. I have no memory of when or when I did that, but I'm glad I did.
Wow, yeah, it's great.
Honey, I'm home and I'm hungry. Put a creature on the table for me. It shouldn't be a lean one, a fat one, and a green one would suit me too. A T-bone steak, my tummy's a rumbling volcano. I'm thirsty as an ichthyosaur. Friend, I'm getting weaker, so catch a juicy creature for your rabbit is making a sore. I've thought about dinner since lunchtime. I want a wriggling, giggling treat. I may be Mesozoic, but friend, I'm not a stoic. A carnivore's gotta eat. I'm wasting away to a fossil. My leg is getting thin as a tree. They feel so good inside. I'm dripping with saliva. Catch a creature for me. You can do the carving, cause honey, I'm starving. Put a creature on the table for me. Oh, call me prehistoric, but I'll be euphoric when you put a creature on the table, friend. I don't need a fancy label, friend. Muskrat, skunk, a mink or sable, and pour the vino, grease the frying pan. Put a creature on the table for me. I'm so hungry.
Oh, little Louie going on. Little Louis Armstrong.
I tell you, I really enjoyed writing those songs. Whether they get, I'm very happy to have them out in the world now. But I just like doing it.
Oh man, they're so fun. They're so fun.
Thanks, pal.
Really
Should
good.
we do another pick a number?
Yes, and
Are you okay with time, Stuart?
Honey, I've given till 6 o'clock tonight for you.
Can you
Thank
say,
you,
"Honey,
darling."
I'm home"?
Honey, I'm home.
We'll just keep you just a little bit longer if that's okay. We'd love to just go through a few more things.
I'm really fond of you guys. So
I have an idea. Let's do a sleepover and tell scary stories.
Let's wait until his lights go out again.
Oh, please. We had an electrician who
And then the man walked in, and all of a sudden, there was a sound.
All right. Well, pick a number, would you please, Sarah?
I'm going to pick 16.
16.
Oh, good one.
All right. Here we go. Something I'm sure you've got lots of fans with this project.
Isn't this where we went south?
Arachnophobia.
That's Arachnophobia. Yeah, with the great Henry Jones and Roy Brocksmith.
Henry Jones, man.
Very pleased to meet him. That was a look. Everything I do, with rare exception, is it's all positive. I mean, what's the name of this thing?
Arachnophobia.
Again, I met with Frank Marshall. I didn't even audition. He didn't audition actors. He met with you, and if he wanted you in the movie, put you in the movie.
Really?
And we filmed it up in. I'm not going to mention where because it's so beautiful. I don't want people going there, but up in a little bit north of LA.
Yeah.
It was just beautiful. It was just a beautiful place. The cast was great. It was terrific. Henry Jones, man. My wife and I asked him out to dinner just because I wanted to have dinner with Henry Jones.
Yeah,
I'll bet.
Henry
Yeah.
Jones. And Roy Brocksmith, that other gentleman, and Kathy Kinney, who you might remember from the Drew Carey show.
Kathy, yeah.
Yeah, I wrote a song about Arachnophobia.
Really?
And we filmed it. Roy, Kathy, and I. They happily did it during the lunch hour, and they used it in the trailer. It's a
Wow.
sweet little town. Take a bus, come on down. And I'm awaits for you. At the end of the trip, they'll find blood on your lip. It's a whole thing.
Oh, wow. That's great.
Yeah. So, I liked it, so I wrote something.
Yeah. My favorite well, not favorite, probably my first Henry Jones memory is from Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid as the oil salesman.
Yeah.
Butch is looking out the window and he's selling
And he's
snake,
pointing up
whatever.
at them.
Snake oil.
He points to the window where Butch is.
No, that's a different one. Different guy. He's the first one. And then the other guy comes in and starts, right?
I can't help you. I don't remember.
Oh, anyway. But yeah, that's what I remember. One of my first memories of him. I loved, he's great.
He's great.
Here's a question. We can bring in a photo. Any memories of the quirky Second Sight movie from the 80s?
Yeah. Lots. We did it in Boston for about 10 weeks. John Larroquette, Bronson Pinchot, Beth Armstrong, and Nerdy Pankin. Again, great. My wife and my young son and I went up to Boston, and we spent 10 weeks there. My wife, my son had a health scare I remember that.
Oh, really?
Monkey doctor said there was something wrong with him, and there wasn't.
Oh,
so that was a big memory. But again, Second Sight was never really, shot to the moon. But again, fun to do. It was during the writer's strike, and I'm not telling tales out of school. The guy who wrote it originally was the guy who wrote Dead Poets Society. I remember.
Oh, wow!
Terrific writer. But people in charge, and I won't mention names, thought that it could be better. And I don't think so. They rewrote it every night. And it was a writer's strike, so the writers couldn't.
Right.
So it became a little bit of a jumble.
Yeah.
And another story I remember: the Teamster, the head of the Teamsters in Boston, who you want to be friendly with. His daughter was in the movie, and one night the producer called the Teamster guy and said, we had to cut your daughter from the movie. It's just she's not necessary anymore. And he said, okay, fine. Next day we got to location, not a truck inside. Not a truck to be seen. Wow. Something, we figured out a way to get her back in there.
Wow.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting. It was kind
nice. Hey, Gene, wait, can you just put that picture up one more? It just made me think of something.
No.
If you don't mind, just for a second, the Second Sight one.
I don't mind one bit.
This shot, I don't know why, but did anyone ever, or did you ever come across like a Jackie Gleason biopic? Anybody ever talk to you about something like that? There's something here about that. Here?
Yeah. People over the years have mentioned it, but not seriously.
No? Wow. I think you would have been amazing.
Because Bronson looks just like Gleason here.
It's so. I don't think I've played any living people.
Right.
Except not necessarily news. I mean Hitchcock and Mr. T and all that stuff. But it would be intimidating for me to have to
do that.
To do that, I came close to doing what was Belushi's book, Wired.
Oh yeah.
And I came close to doing that part in the movie, but Bernie Brillstein, who was John's manager, suggested that I didn't do it because
really,
yeah. And I always regret that, and I still have a little bit of.
That would have been. I think that would have been good.
I would have tried that. But Gleason, wow, it's
good.
But I'll do it if anybody's listening. I'll be happy to do it. I'll do it in a wheelchair, but I'll be.
Oh, you could do like the Smokey and the Bandit years.
That's right. I could. People they constantly get me confused with a young Burt Reynolds, so I could do that too.
You play both parts.
Hey, was Bernie your manager?
Yeah. That's how I got on the Second Sight. He just became president of Lorimar. And that's the first movie he put together, and they put me in. I had to have lunch with Bronson Pinchot. He had to approve me.
Really?
Which is fine. He didn't know me.
Yeah.
And it turned out the poster for Second Sight. You ever see it? It's Bronson Pinchot. we're coming out of a sewer. And we did that in the movie. But in the poster, Bronson Pinchot comes out, John Larroquette comes out, and over here is a picture of a dog. You find that poster and you'll see I ain't nowhere to be seen.
Wow.
But I enjoyed doing it. I mean, it was
Bernie, I had the great opportunity of becoming his client, Bernie's client, when the Muppets were sold to Disney. And I wasn't sure what was going to happen with them. And I started developing some things with him. And he was amazing just to be around him. You know, Bernie Brillstein was amazing. And then I'll tell you something really quick, though. So then he got sick and he wasn't well. And he had an operation and he was in Cedars. And you had to be a family member to get into the area, to go up the elevator and get into the area to see him. And so I just had to see him. I was just like, I've got to go see him. I want to put a smile, if I can, put a smile on his face. So I waited for people to come out of doors so I could go in, and I snuck, and I finally got up to his room, and he was just sitting in this bed, just sitting up. But I'll never forget, like, I think he couldn't believe, like, what is this idiot doing coming into my hospital room? But he did. He had a little smile on his face.
You made him laugh.
It did. It gave him a little
Good
smile.
for you.
But yeah, boy, what an icon he was.
Yes, he was. He was. They got out of the actor business years later, so they couldn't do a hell of a lot for me. They were into packaging and producing. I mean, I guess he could have put me in other things. My guy was Mark Gervitz, who I love.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
But we came to the point where we both said, "Look, I'm not helping you. You're not helping me." So we just began some part of it.
Right.
It's fine, which is great.
We'll talk about another icon, Mr. Gervitz.
Well, nobody knows who that is, but you and me.
Yeah.
I and you.
You and them. Me.
And me.
Me and yous.
Yeah, he was great. He was great. As a matter of fact, just a quick story.
Yeah.
Am I boring? Is it time for this?
No, this is all good.
I did a series called Nick Freno, Licensed Teacher. We did one season. They assured me that I was picked up. I was in talks with the producers about costumes and character changes. And then I was on my way to an audition, and I got a call from my agent saying, they're changing the show. They're making it a high school, not a junior high school. Everybody's gone. Everybody, all the teachers are gone. All the kids are gone, including Portia de Rossi. She was gone. And I'm saying, I'm like, well, they promised me. They said that I wasn't in pilot season. So I called Gervitz, and he is already on the phone with a lawyer. And we sued him.
Wow.
And won.
Wow.
Because his assistant, I forget her name, wonderful woman, was a Disney executive.
Sorry.
That's okay.
It switched on me.
Sorry.
So I had everything in my favor as far as proof.
Right.
I was going to do that show. That's it. There's Nick Freno.
Wow.
And Portia was in it. Chuck, I forget who that is. He died very young. This guy.
Nice.
Anyway, that's a story about Gervitz and how he didn't take any guff. I mean, and he was on it, man.
Yeah. So, and again with Bernie too. Like I went into his office and it was like, we're having some problems. Hold on a second. All right, what are you doing? Oh, yeah. What are you doing that for? All right, I'm going to call you tomorrow. You're going to change that. All right. And he would hang up, Or he, like when I found out, when I asked him if he would be my manager, we were on the phone and I said, you know what? After we'd been talking a little bit, I said, do you think, maybe you could be my manager? And he goes, yeah. And I went, really? He goes, I just said, yeah, didn't I? I was like, all right, I'm hanging up.
That's very much the way it happened with me too, because he did a guest spot on not necessarily the news. Just then he took out an ad in the paper looking for work. Actor, needs employment. So I called him and I said, just like you, I said, you think it's possible to be would you like to be a manager? Yeah, that's it. That's it.
I couldn't believe it.
I couldn't either.
Oh man, wow. I just wanted to ask you about. I know what I want to ask you. This is a kind of a selfish question. Not that I'm a selfish person, but I like everything to be about me.
Just 2 or 3 people have ever mentioned that you were, so I don't even think.
Did you ever meet Farrah Fawcett?
No.
Oh, All right. Hey,
I met the other two,
You're done.
angels because I met the other two angels because they did a part on the San Pedro Beach Bums, but Miss Fawcett apparently didn't want to do it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she didn't. Cheryl Ladd and Jacqueline and the other one,
Kate Jackson, or Jacqueline Smith.
Jacqueline Smith.
Right.
Ever meet one of the Prices Right girls?
Janice Pennington.
Janice
Holly
dated for about 2 weeks, and then we went over to Bob.
And Diane, was she ever?
No, it was one quickie in the back of a cat. That was it.
Holly.
You know the names of these Prices Right girls?
We did.
Those two.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, those two.
Three.
Oh, wow.
Oh, three. Yeah.
Was it
Bob.
Nathan
You ever date Bob?
Did I who?
Ever date Bob?
Date Bob? No. He never shaved. Wasn't Meghan Markle one of those suitcase girls in that show with Howie?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who?
Meghan Markle.
Oh, yes. And what's that show called? The Howie Mandel one.
Howie Mandel's, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's called What's in the Suitcase.
What?
Apparently you're in good company. Yeah. Well, Stuart, I think
I'm not going. You have to come up with I'm having too good a time.
All right, let's do one more.
That's our signal 4. That's enough already.
Here, wait. I just want to bring this one up because, we talk about your comedic roles, but you were in this great film.
Oh, there's his hat. Oh, yeah.
That was a good film. That was a good film.
The actor. The artist. Sorry, yeah.
The artist. And so I'm looking at that picture. You see these young kids. We were talking about movies like people like Jimmy Stewart or Craig. They didn't know who they were.
Oh.
They didn't know who they were.
Wow.
Yeah. The interesting thing about that movie is that I did 2 days. That stuff that you have the pictures of, and another long sequence where I was directing the stars, the French stars. I was having a great time. Everybody's having a great time. Not a scene got in the movie. Not a scene of that.
Oh man!
And when I saw it in the screening, my heart was just.
Oh.
Yeah, isn't that must be the biggest heartbreak for guys like you, both of you. You do some work and your best stuff just disappears.
Yeah. The first thing I did, the San Pedro Beach Bums, we went to see the screening of the pilot, and coming from the stage, you're in control. But in film, as you know, it's an editor's medium, and they cut things out and they rearrange things. And I was driving home and I was screaming. She said, "Pull over." I was so angry at editing, and she was worried that I was red-faced.
Right.
Literally said, "Stop! It's not worth it." And she's right. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
And then you never get used to it. I don't know about you guys, but you never get used to it. But you accept it a little bit more.
Yeah, they know you. We mentioned Tambor earlier. He was in Muppets from Space, and he and I did bits together. I played one of my characters, Bobo the bear, was his assistant, and our tempo. I mean, there was so much stuff. We had so much fun, and people laughed, and it was clearly like good stuff. But our tempo as a pair was different than the tempo of the movie, right? And all the other Muppet pace that was going like this. Tambor, my character, were just a little more taking beats, we were taking our time a little bit. And a lot of that stuff got cut out. Most of it. I really felt bad, I wish I had a tape of it, at least like I could look at it or something.
Yes, that would have been great to keep that. That would have been
This just in. The show was called Deal or No Deal. Thank you.
Yes,
oh,
Deborah.
Is that what it was?
Pay attention to us. Forget how we meant.
Yeah, I thought it was Veal or No Veal.
This, incidentally, I showed you this before. This is what we printed up for the voiceover guys, for the technicians and the voiceover people. This is from Dinosaurs. This is Dinosaurs.
Oh wow!
I love that. I think, therefore I am.
Yeah.
Hey, when is we did have an interview that we did. Did that come out yet? You and I, we did the D23.
What's Up Disney or something like that? What's it called?
Yeah, we did that. What's Up?
Yeah, we just did it.
Yeah, it's not out.
Did it post?
I have no idea.
I didn't see anything.
We'll just let people out there it's called What's Up Disney Plus, right? We did an interview for Dinosaurs for the anniversary, and so people out there, if you happen to see it, it was fun to get to spend a little moment together.
Philly, sweaty third, flabby third.
All right.
Hope we can meet in person sometime.
That would be swell. And we can talk about dinosaurs in Philadelphia. That's for damn sure.
We'll go to Wynwood.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we can go hang out, walk around Bryn Mawr College.
What's your favorite cheesesteak?
I don't think I've ever had a cheesesteak in Philadelphia.
Seriously.
I know, it's crazy.
What's your favorite knish?
We didn't go out a lot. I mean, seriously, we Thursday we went to Horn and Hard Arts for dinner, and then we went grocery shopping. That was it. I mean, we didn't go out regularly at all. Right. And as far as Philly cheesesteak, I did a movie called Mannequin 2.
Oh yeah.
Another fabulous movie. And we filmed down in South Street where they have the cheesesteak. I don't think I ever had one. I'm not proud of it, and I wish I were there again so I could have one.
Wow.
But I don't think I've ever had a Philly cheesesteak.
We ate mostly at home too. It's not like we were a family that went out. My mother cooked all the time, and grandmother. But because my family grew up in South Philly, we still had relatives there. So when we would go visit, you would stop at Pat's Steaks or something like that.
Yeah, but plus we lived in the city during the 80s. So
in the 80s, yeah.
What was that Philly cheesesteak thing that looked? It was sort of a triangle on its side. Was that
Pat's
it?
Steaks. Yep, that's the one.
I remember.
And right across the street was Gino's.
Later,
I might have lied to you. I might have during the filming of that movie had a cheesesteak. I don't remember, but if I did, that was it.
That would have been the place. Yeah,
that would have been the place. Yeah.
Yeah, they put there's like photographs up on the ceiling under the awning of where you're ordering, and I remember there used to be a church across it. Like we went there when we were little, and then just all through the years, it was a thing. And then living in the city, you go to a bar, and 2:00 in the morning, you leave the bar, and then you go get a cheesesteak. It's
wow,
kind of the thing. But
not me. I'm in bed at 9:00. That's it.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Gentlemen,
I thought this was going to be lame, but it turned out to be really cool.
Yeah, me too. Me too, Gene. I thought this was going to suck.
Honey, they liked me. They really liked me. This is great. I've been looking forward to this all week. This is just great.
Me too. All right. I'm going to send you off so you can enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Okay, pals.
All right.
Anytime. It was such a pleasure.
Thank you.
Someday when this is over, I don't know, Gene, if you ever get out, I'm going to see you in person.
Yeah,
good.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. See ya. Bye. I'm never getting together with him. Are you crazy?
Who is he? What was he? What did he really do? What is he in?
It was so hard coming up with photos because.
And I had to make stuff up.
Yeah.
Right? Life stinks.
Honey, I'm home.
Honey, Fred.
No,
He's the best.
I loved hanging out with him. Yep.
Oh,
yep.
He's so easy and fun and nice and sweet and open.
Lovely.
A lovely man.
Charming. Mm-hmm. Sexy.
What question did we answer, Lauren? Oh, yeah. What was that? Oh, sorry, about the favorite dinosaurs thing. I'm sorry. I don't think I gave you a very good answer, but I think kind of a mix of things. I like Nuts to War. I think that was a good one.
Oh, that question. Okay.
Yeah, that she had asked about the dinosaurs question. Yes, look, Frank agrees. And Jesse doesn't. No, Jesse thinks it's getting a good laugh. And let's see, what does what? She's never spoken about Dr. Phil Van Nuter before.
Yeah, that's crazy. What a weird reference.
When does she ever talk about him?
Mm-hmm.
Cassidy, this is very unlike you.
Usually Robin.
Jesse likes Nature Calls. Yeah, that's a good one. I like A New Leaf, I think. Leaf Tilden, the guy who was inside of Robbie, was my roommate. And we came up with the dance in that show. We rehearsed at home.
He was my roommate for about 3 months too.
Because you lived with me.
Yeah, when I first moved out there, I lived with you guys.
Yeah. Bill, do the writers come up with Dr. T's big words or do you improvise them? Interesting. So people will write what they believe is, the tone at least, or the what needs to be said in a scene, right? Whatever he's trying to convey. But then what I tend to do is I then take that and I get a thesaurus and I start looking up words that I can then mix and mash together to give it just enough of that little Dr. Teeth thing. Like, it's hopefully not too much, but enough to just highlight some of the words that he uses. So it's not, oh, really? Hit it.
Do you know anything about this?
Oh, I thought you were going to cut us off. That would have been a good time. Bill, do you have any memory of working on that adults-only reboot of the Muppet Show that was supposed to be on? I have no idea what that is. What is it?